Okay, now what we're going to do, the bone. We want to take our knife and we want to angle our knife right towards the feathers. Remember we talked about the feathers on the beef animal. And then we're just going to bring our knife down across the spine or the chine and remove the loin. Now, if this were a beef animal, this is our New York strip. You know how big the New York steaks were that Michael cut last week, or this week? This is the New York strip right here. So, big difference in size, is it not? So what we want to do now, we want to remove the fat, and more often than not, it peels right off.
You wouldn't call that a New York strip, right? If it's lamb?
I actually have seen some restaurants that will actually take and split this and then cut it like this, leaving the bone on, and you might see a lamb New York marketed on the menu. It's sort of a cool idea. Sort of a cool idea.
Now, can we use the lamb fat for like the sausage?
Lamb fat, no. Lamb fat is, his question was, can we use lamb fat for sausage? It's not commonly done. I want to say no, it's such a big word. Not commonly done because of its assertive flavor and higher melting point. Tends to leave a sticky coating in your mouth, especially if we're doing it for cold food. Hot food would be a different story. And sometimes we make lamb sausage. We actually take lamb, ground up lamb, and I put it in my dolmas. Dolmas, which are stuffed grape leaves. So we want to remove the silver skin.
Silver skin chef seems to be a little thicker than on the beef.
No, beef's actually thicker. This is just a. The coat, and even on the New York steak, you're going to have this. Sometimes it's just not taken off. We have that fat cap pinning around the outside of the New York. Really important to get all of our silver skin off so the guests do not get this. And more often than not, I might cut this into thirds, cut this in half, and this is a portion. This is a portion. I'll take this, salt and pepper, real hot. Take this salt and pepper and pan sear it, grill it, and then slice it into noisettes, and then serve it with the sauce.
Salad.
Not necessarily, and honest, when you cook the lamb, you really want to cook it medium rare. Ready?
Rare to medium.
Yes. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take our lamb brack, which is made into our lamb chops, okay? And we're just going to split it first through the spine or the chine.
Look around there.
And we can now really see that diaphragm muscle, can't we? Which is our skirt steak if this is the beef animal. Now we're going to turn it this way, and what I'm going to look for is I see the chop, and then we see a little eye on this side on the bottom, and the little eye here. And I'm going to take and make a cut, so I'll have my lamb rack. Let's do the other side. important. We can see, as we split it in half, we can see the feather bones on the top here. Yes?
Yes.
You can see also the chine, which is the spine. Yes?
Yes.
We don't want our guests to get this chine, because, and if we try to do this, remember in French cuisine and other cuisines, we might take this whole rack or half of the rack and roast it in the oven, roll it out to the table on the guéridon, and then cut it at the table. If the chine is still attached, we won't be able to cut through. So we want to remove the chine. So by removing the chine, it makes it easier for us to take off the feathers. What also we can see on the very top of this is the back strap. And that's also something that we want to make sure that we take off so that our guests don't get this. We're going to take and French the rack and then make an incision under the eyes, all the way across. We're going to take off this fat. And we're going to take out the little piece of shoulder blade, and you can see that there's just a small piece of shoulder blade that's left in the rack, just like the beef ribs. We'll take and cut the pieces of meat out from in between the bones and French the rack. Yeah, you want to clean them really nice. Sometimes little pieces of meat won't look as attractive. Now there is a fat cap on here. We could take this fat cap off. On a U.S. lamb like this would probably be a nice portion for two as a dinner item where we can roast it in the kitchen, take it out to the table, and subsequently cut it tableside for the guests. Or we can take and we can cut them and then make individual chops and then serve the individual lamb chops and serve them to the guests like this. It depends, maybe 2 to 3 chops per serving. These are actually quite large.